The Story of Peter and the Wolf. Early one morning, Peter opened the gate and walked out into the big green meadow. On a branch of a large tree sat a little bird, Peter's friend.
"All is quiet,"
chirped the bird happily. Just then, a penguin came slowly waddling by. Seeing this, the little bird flew down from the tree, and ruffling up his feathers, he scoffed.
"What kind of a bird are you if you can't fly?"
The penguin sharply retorted,
"What kind of a bird are you if you can't swim?"
and she dove gracefully into the pond. As they bickered back and forth, something caught Peter's attention. A cat, who had been prowling through the grass, stealthily crept toward the bird on her velvet paws.
"Look out!"
shouted Peter, and the bird swiftly flew up into the tree. The penguin glared indignantly at the cat from the middle of the pond. Just then, Peter's grandfather came out, upset because Peter had gone into the meadow by himself.
"It's a dangerous place. What would you do if a wolf should come out?"
grumbled his grandfather. Peter proudly replied,
"Boys like me are not afraid of wolves."
But grandfather led Peter home and locked the gate behind him. Just as Peter left the meadow with his grandfather, a great gray wolf came out of the forest. In a flash, the cat jumped into the tree, and the bird hastily flew to his branch. But before the penguin could do anything about it, the wolf had snuck up behind her, and in one gulp he swallowed her all up. Peter was standing behind the locked gate, watching all that was going on. He dashed into the house, got a sturdy rope, and climbed up the high stone wall. Grabbing hold of a branch that extended over the wall, Peter was able to climb up, over, and into the tree. He then directed the bird, "Fly down and circle over the wolf." And so the bird did, almost touching the wolf's head with his wings. The wolf snapped angrily at him and tried to catch him, but the bird was too clever. Meanwhile, Peter tied a lasso and carefully let it down around the wolf's tail. He pulled on it with all his might and caught the wolf, who began to jump wildly about, trying to get loose. But Peter had tied the other end of the rope to the tree, and the wolf was trapped. Just then, 2 hunters came out of the woods. They had been following the wolf's trail and were preparing to shoot him, but Peter, sitting in the tree, yelled,
"Don't shoot! Birdie and I have already caught the wolf. Help us take him to the zoo."
A triumphant procession marched across the meadow. Peter was in front with the bird. After him, the hunters led the captured wolf, and following behind was Grandfather and the cat. Grandfather sadly shook his head with worry.
"What if Peter hadn't caught the wolf? What then?"
But at that moment, Peter was too proud to care, and Birdie was merrily chirping,
"My, what brave fellows we are! Look what we have caught!"
And if one listened carefully, he would hear the penguin squawking from inside the wolf, because in his hurry, the wolf had swallowed her alive. The end.